Friday. I didn't come live yesterday because I just had so much going on, so I moved it to today. But happy Friday! The weekend is soon. It's very exciting. It's one of my good friend's birthdays today, so that reminds me I have to send her a message. But I got her birthday party tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, good times. Anyway, today's topic is what oil is good for emotional support. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about because it's probably one of the most powerful things that I did for my emotional well-being, we'll say. One of the most powerful things that I did for it because it's one of those things that you learn and then it immediately gives you results. So anyway, we'll get right into it. But before we do, if you're watching this on YouTube, I know this is live in a few different places on the internet. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you hit the bell so that you get notified next time I go live. I tend to go live Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this week it was Wednesday and Friday. So it's not always right on schedule. So if you get notified, that way you know when I'm live. Why would you even do that in the first place? Because if you're a Christian woman who's struggling with your emotions, maybe your emotions are going haywire and you don't know how to rein them in, or maybe you're struggling with mental health issues. Maybe you feel like you might be struggling with depression or anxiety. Maybe you've actually had that diagnosed. Maybe you're struggling with neurodivergence. Maybe you're struggling with burnout from work, whatever it may be. My heart is to help Christian women who are in that state to learn how to overcome that so that they can be transformed into the women of God that we're actually called to be and actually fulfill the calling that God's put in our lives, which we feel like we can't even do that. I just realized I have no lights on, so I'm sorry if it's a bit dark. As I said that, it just went really dark. Anyway, I'm going to turn the lights on. Hold on. Is that better? I think that's a bit better. Anyway, we feel like we are in such a state, it's such a struggle to just make it through the day doing the bare minimum that we feel like we don't even have the strength to actually do what we're called to do what we're put on this earth to do, which for all of us is slightly different, but it's kind of the same thing for all Christians. It's to further the kingdom of God in whatever way that God's called us to do that based on our skill set and the things that he's gifted us with and the things that he's put in our hands. So we all have different callings, but we can't fulfill them if the enemy is like keeping us in bondage through mental health issues. So, and also emotional issues. It's still really dark. Anyway, yes, so that's my whole thing with this whole channel and this platform and this profile that you're on is I just want to help free up Christian women so that we can make a massive impact on this world. Anyway, that was very long-winded, so I apologize, but that's why you would want to subscribe and hit the bell is if you feel like that could really help you, then I'm here for you. Okay, so what oil is good for emotional support? As always, there's a blog post that goes with this that goes into more detail. So if you prefer reading, click the link in the description to read that. So why this is important to me, what oil is good for emotional support. Obviously, we mean essential oil. So at first, my way of sort of getting into essential oils was so random. I'm actually quite like I live a toxin-free life. And I was like that before I got into oils. But yeah, they kind of found me. So you guys know I love Young Living. So my journey with Young Living is that they came out with like a makeup range, and I love makeup. You can't really tell these days. I don't really do much with my makeup, but anyway, I love makeup and I love, style and getting dressed up and all that. So when they came out with a toxin-free makeup range, I was like, this is awesome. So I got super into that. And then that makeup range got discontinued. But in the process, because I was introduced to the company of Young Living, which for those of you who don't know, they do essential oils and they're like the most pure, clean essential oils that you can get. So they control the whole process from planting the plants to growing them to then distilling them and bottling them and sending them to your door. They control the whole process, and they make sure that there's no chemicals that have ever touched the soil. You know, it's like the cleanest of the clean. It's like going way and above and beyond organic. So that's the company that I got introduced to, but it was through a makeup range. I didn't really know what oils were. I thought that they were like a natural alternative to candles. Like people would make the house smell nice without all those synthetic chemicals, which is not wrong. That they're great for that, but they're so much more powerful than that. So in the process, one of my essential oil buddies, she got me to try. She could see that I was struggling with my mental health. I was struggling with my depression. I was struggling with anxiety. I would have panic attacks in front of her because we were close enough that she kind of saw that side of me. And she was like, Kiara, you need to try this. So anyway, I just realized I said 3 words that I'm not meant to say when I'm talking about oils. So let's hope no one sees this when I'm meant to use those words. Anyway, they're great for emotions and for managing our emotions and calming our emotions. Anyway, so she could see I was struggling with my emotional control, support. This is really not going in a great direction. Anyway, she could see I was struggling with my emotions. So she was like, you need to give this a try. So she put an oil on me and I immediately snapped out of it. And I was like, what is this? Anyway, so that was the start of my journey. Now I'm an essential oil nerd. I have all of them pretty well. I don't have all of them, but my bedroom is just like covered in oils. And I have them in the kitchen. I have them in the bathroom. I have them all throughout my house. And I am a massive fan of oils. Anyway, all that to say, our topic today is what oil is good for emotional support. I can see we're already 7 minutes in. So I'm just going to run through these notes and then say goodbye because I don't like to take up all your time. But you can go to the blog to see all the details. So the oil that I'm going to talk about today is lavender. So think of it as it's an oil that soothes the mind and calms the heart. So that's kind of a good insight into what it does. So I'll talk about 3 things. So the first thing is lavender's calming properties. And I'm using my notes here because it goes with the blog post. So the scent of lavender actually helps ease feelings of worry, and it promotes relaxation, which most of us probably associate like sleep with lavender, and it improves our mood. The way that it does this, and all essential oils, when you breathe them in, which is the best way to use them for emotional support, just put a bit on your hand, rub your hands together, cup your nose and breathe it in. It goes straight to the limbic system of our brain, which is like our emotional control center. It's where we process like our emotions and our memories. So that's why when you smell something, a memory is triggered. That's why. So essential oils, we can use them to hack our emotions. It's kind of cool. So that's number 1. It's very calming to us when we breathe it in. So number 2, lavender supports sleep and rest, which is what I sort of associated lavender with before I got into all this. So it's true. It helps with your sleep and your rest. That's actually what I mostly use lavender for these days. I put it in my diffuser, among other things. I put 2 or 3 other oils with it when I go to sleep, and it helps me sleep well and sleep deeply. So if you're dealing with like stress or racing thoughts that are keeping you awake at night, give lavender a go. It could really change the game. So yes, as I said, it helps you fall asleep faster and it helps you stay asleep longer. So there's been some really awesome studies that have been done on essential oils and how they affect us. So if you want to look at like the research behind them, you can reach out to me or you can just Google it. I'm sure you'll find some really great studies on how essential oils have been proven to have an effect on our emotions and on our sleep and a bunch of different stuff. And then third of all, you can actually use blends with lavender, blending lavender with other oils for emotional support. So there's 3 that I just want to go through. So frankincense, that's one of my favorite oils of all time. It's powerful. It's so powerful. So that one is very grounding. So if you blend lavender and frankincense together, it's good for grounding and balancing your emotions and bringing you back to just grounded. um, if you combine lavender with bergamot or bergamot, however you want to say it, it's very uplifting. So bergamot, think like sadness or fatigue. So if you're dealing with sadness, you can probably put two and two together with the word that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you're dealing with feelings of sadness, or if you're dealing with fatigue, if you're just so tired all the time because of the sadness, then try bergamot with lavender or bergamot, whatever you want to say. That can really uplift your mood. And then third of all, Roman chamomile, that's a great one for sleep. That's a really calming oil that's typically used for sleep. So if you use lavender and Roman chamomile together, that can be really helpful too. That's all I got to share. As I said, jump over to the blog post and it'll give you more information. I am developing something really exciting and I'm so excited about it, that I will reveal all very soon, but it's in the developing stages. But I will be launching it to my private community first. So if you are interested in learning more about how essential oils can help you with your emotions, with your emotional well-being and emotional support, make sure you're in that group. So the link is in the description. It's my free private community, and I share deeper information in there. So make sure you're in there if you want to learn more, because I'm going to have some really awesome stuff to share very, very soon. That's all from me. I will see you next week.